Hi everyone, it's William. I hope you're all going well. Today I just want to give a quick update on everything that is going on with the channel, myself, and most importantly, the episode 3 review. I've seen a few questions from you guys about it in the last few months, and I haven't shared too much about it lately, so I thought I would start with that. Right now, I'm still working on it, however, it's nowhere near close to done, and work on it has kind of come to a halt for a few reasons. I know this is probably disappointing to a lot of you, and trust me, I'm disappointed as well that I couldn't finish this ages ago. Unlike my previous update video where I didn't give too many details regarding the behind the scenes, I figured I should give you guys a thorough explanation for why this video is taking so long and some of the problems I've been running into. After waiting all this time, I figured I owed you guys an explanation at least. One of the main reasons the review is taking so long to make is that I've pretty much restarted this entire project about twice now, and there's a separate set of reasons for why I've done this. The first version of the video was going to be the full analysis and review, much like my previous videos for the other episodes. However, because episode 3 is just not at all like the other two episodes in terms of quality or enjoyment, I decided to instead just make a review video focusing on why this was. This is pretty much where we left off on the first update video. This was kind of the first restart, however, the problem was that I didn't restart from scratch completely. I took my analysis and review script, which at that point was about 27 unfinished pages long, and just started deleting the analysis stuff and attempted to modify the already mostly written review into a very different video, and this was not the best thing to do. The entire language and structure of the script was written in a way where I would be talking about every aspect of the episode, from story to characters to themes to theories, and because a lot of these intertwine throughout the episode and also throughout my videos, the script was pretty much a broken mess once I did this. For example, a topic in a certain chapter about reviewing the episode might have been completely left out because I felt it would work better in another part of the video that analyzes the episode instead. Then, after I decided to narrow my focus to only a review, that topic needed to be added to the chapter that I had completely written without the intention of talking about that specific topic. Rather than rewrite the chapter as I should have done, I pretty much just copy and pasted those topics together and rewrote a few lines so that it would at least seem like they flowed together, when they really didn't. Now, the reason I did this was because at the time, it didn't feel like a broken mess. When I did this for most of the chapters, they still read like a cohesive, good review, even though it wasn't, and I'll explain why a little later. On top of that, I had already spent a lot of time on the original script that I didn't really want to waste, and the farewell episode was coming up pretty quickly, so I thought I would be able to finish all of this in time. And I sort of did. I recorded a lot of the audio, edited a bit of the footage together, and started to get some of the key moments done. Here's a small preview of some of them. What I can't understand is what James is doing now. For someone who loves Rachel, someone who wants to protect her from any danger her former drug-addicted mother might cause, why does James reach out to a drug dealer, involve him in this very personal family situation, and potentially endanger Rachel? Everything I've just said about the choices in Season 1 can be said about the choices in Before the Storm. You can greatly affect the lives of other characters, the relationship of the main characters, and the world of Arcadia Bay, but Before the Storm is always on this linear path, hurtling towards the final choice. No matter whether Victoria is drugged or she storms off, or whether Mikey ends up in hospital or Drew ends up in hospital, Rachel will always need to be in the Tempest, and one of the Norse always end up at the hospital. The end result is always the same, you've just taken a different path to get there. I think what would have made for an amazing moment for Chloe and Rachel that wraps up this promise that's played such an important part in their story is the realization that instead of running away from Arcadia Bay to escape the problems of their lives, they realize they really want to run away to be together. That sounded way less cornier in my head. At the end of episode 2, when Rachel and Chloe are under the streetlights and you make the choice to kiss Rachel, the entire scene is just this perfect combination of awkwardness and nervousness, followed by this special magical moment that perfectly captures those memories and feelings of your first awkward yet really magical kiss, or a night spent wandering the streets with your first love or first crush. It's these real, relatable situations and emotions that these characters find themselves experiencing that make the story of Before the Storm across these 2 episodes feel so unique and special, yet so familiar and intimate. And then episode 3 comes along, and the tale of episode 3, if you put yourself in Chloe's shoes, is that your close friend has been stabbed by a drug dealer you were trying to suss out information from about your friend's mystery mother that's been kept away from her for the majority of her life because she was previously a drug addict that this friend still wants you to find, but instead you learn that the father of your friend is working with the drug dealer to kidnap and drug her because he's protecting your friend from this former drug addict which you try to save, but instead she tries convincing you to lie to your friend because she believes your friend deserves a father that is willing to drug another person to protect his daughter, which somehow overrides the ethics of what he's actually done because she doesn't deserve to lose this short-sighted idiot for a father, so she forces you to lie to your friend about the whole thing. At what point is this relatable or even believable? So for like a ton of time in my mind earlier on in the year, all of that made sense to me, and the review was kind of looking okay. Kind of. Eventually, the farewell episode came out and I had to stop work on the review and make my first impressions video, which took a lot more time than I thought. And honestly, making that first impressions video was probably the best thing to happen, because afterwards, when I jumped back into the episode 3 review, it finally became apparent to me just how much of a mess this video was. You know that expression, can't see the forest for the trees, when you're so engrossed in the smaller details that you lose sight of the bigger picture? That's the best way I can describe that second version. It just made no sense at all. So, after coming to this realization, it was pretty clear to me that I needed to restart the whole project, and properly restart this time. I replayed Before the Storm entirely, took brand new notes, started a new Adobe Premiere project, and just started writing an entirely new script. Which kind of leads us to now, and right now I have a much better idea of what this video is going to be, how it's going to be structured, and what I need to talk about. I've already written a lot of it, however there's still a lot more to be written. I've recorded some of the audio that I may need to redo again because I have all this new audio equipment now. It's simply just a case of doing it now. Which leads into reason number 2 of why this video is taking so long to make. Actually talking about episode 3. This video is so different from my previous analysis and review videos, not only because it's just a review, but because episode 3 is just such a different episode compared to the first 2. It's really not going to be a nice, atmospheric and comfy Life is Strange video because I really don't have anything nice to say about this episode. In fact, it's very much the opposite. I basically just shit on this episode for like an hour. That shift in tone in my voice right now is basically how I talk for the full duration of the video. It's still a review and I still break it down and explain what's wrong with the episode, but then once you do that and fully realize just how much of a colossal fuck up this episode is, all you can really do is just question what the fuck even happened. I tried my normal way of making a Life is Strange video with the first 2 versions, but ultimately that also became a reason for why I had to just abandon those versions. It just doesn't work. The tone, the message, what I'm trying to convey versus how I'm actually conveying it just don't match up. I have to shit on this episode to review it. Any other way would just be dishonest. And I don't enjoy it. I really don't enjoy making this kind of video. One, because I don't at all enjoy shitting on other people's work. I'm not just saying that because I know one or some of the developers watch these videos and I'm going to feel super bad when I drop this thing, but I really don't take pleasure in talking shit about someone else's creative work to the extent I will do so in this video. 2, because it just becomes boring after a while. A good thing about my analysis and review is that I can switch between analyzing a certain character and then criticizing certain things about that character to keep things interesting. This video basically is just me saying this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this was pretty bad, this is bad, this was kind of okay, this was bad, this was bad, this was really cool, I really like this was bad, and this thing right here, this small thing, this was was really bad. And thirdly, because one of the main reasons I started this channel is because I love Life is Strange. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's not perfect, and I try to at least give some constructive criticism about some things I feel it does wrong, but for the most part, what I really want to do is talk about why myself and so many other people love this series and work out what makes it so great. Episode 3 isn't great. To me, there's nothing to love about this episode, and all I can really talk about is just how fucking bad it is, and I just don't enjoy doing that. I think the reason I made all those mistakes with the first 2 versions of the script was because I just didn't enjoy doing this video back then either. I tried to cut corners and get this over with and trick myself into thinking it was a good video so that I didn't feel bad for wasting all of that time, but ultimately it was a huge mistake and a huge waste of time. And right now, I don't really look forward to sitting down and recording some audio of me screaming about James Amber for 10 minutes. So those are the 2 main reasons why this video is taking so long to make. Just quickly, I'll run through some other minor things. Hell is Empty is also just a really complicated episode to dissect. After posting my farewell first impressions, a lot of you brought to my attention that I misinterpreted certain things regarding the story that were actually pretty simple in retrospect. Going back to my episode 3 first impressions, I also feel like I misinterpreted some things regarding Sarah and her situation. I still think there's some issues with her character, but they're not the issues that I brought up originally. So after that happened, I was like, do I just not get it? Am I just not understanding episode 3 and it's actually pretty great? Well, after replaying Before the Storm entirely again with all my new notes, I can say with confidence that no, I'm not. It's still pretty bad. At this point, it's just about trying to convey as clearly as possible the breakdown of this complexity and how it doesn't add anything interesting or substantial to the episode. Real life work has also been cutting into a lot of my time. As always, that busy period that I originally thought would end in April did not end in April. No sir. I guess I should probably stop being so vague about my employment as well. I do work a full-time job. It's a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday office job that I've had since I originally started the channel last year. Sometimes it's a little more than 9 to 5, and a lot of the time that does hurt the progress of all of my videos. Unfortunately, nothing too much I can do about that. And look, I won't lie, there's been some procrastination as well. There's been nights and weekends where I don't have anything on and I could be working on the video, but I'm just so wrecked from work and other stuff that I just need to take a break some days. But then on that day, I just feel so shitty for taking a break because all I can think is, you could be getting so much work done on that video now, William, what the fuck? Never-ending cycle with that headache. Then of course there's the other videos that I've been wanting to make for ages. Every time I start up season 1 and play a short chapter to get some specific footage for another video, there's just a million things that run through my mind that I want to write down and talk about because I still haven't properly talked about season 1. It's a huge iconic piece of the series that's just missing from my channel, and I really want to get back to it and properly start making some videos for it. And sometimes I have. I'd spend a night just writing my thoughts on certain topics that I think I'll use one day in a video. It's always been something that I'm just drawn to work on, unlike the episode 3 review. I'll talk a bit more about the channel's future a little later. So that's really about everything that's happened behind the making of this video. It's mostly just been a string of mistakes on my end that have resulted in a lot of wasted energy and time on a project that isn't really a labor of love anymore. At the moment, I'm kind of torn on how to look at this. One side of me thinks this is ridiculous. I started this channel because I wanted to do something I enjoy, but I don't like making this video. So why am I subjecting myself to doing something I don't really want to do? Why should I focus on doing something in my spare time that I don't even enjoy doing? Then another side of me says, I started a channel focused around Life is Strange, and by doing that, I signed an unwritten contract stating that I will make videos on Life is Strange. My channel is based on analyzing in a large amount of depth the Life is Strange series. That's what I promised to provide when you subscribe to me, and regardless of whether I like doing it or not, I need to uphold that promise, even if it's going to be a video where I'm just completely bashing an entire episode. So moving forward, this is the plan. I want to finish this video. As much as I love talking about the great things Life is Strange and Before the Storm do, working out exactly where they fall short and how is just as important to discuss and voice, regardless of whether I enjoy it or not. So I'll continue working on the video, but it's going to take a lot more time for me to actually sit down and force myself to work on it while I work on other projects. Will it come out before season 2 starts? Probably not. I don't really want to keep promises that I can't keep anymore. Again, if you were excited to see it soon, I sincerely apologize, but if there's one aspect to this channel that I will never change, it's refusing to compromise on quality. Regardless of how long it takes or whatever amount of work I need to redo, all I want to do is make a really great video for you to enjoy. And right now, the current version is shaping up. Anyway, now that is out of the way, what's the update for the channel? Well, I'll be honest, there's nothing too much to update on. I'm still going to make videos while I'm working on the episode 3 review. It looks like we'll probably pass 5,000 subscribers when this video goes up, which is just insane to me. It was only back in May that I was thanking everyone for getting to 2,000 subscribers, a milestone that took literally 1 year to get to, and then here we are just 2 months later with more than double that amount. So if you're an older subscriber, thank you so much for your support. If you're a new one, welcome. I promise this isn't normally how things run here. So, to make this video worthwhile, I figured I would at least share some of my plans for some future videos. Some of these were kind of the ones I would write about and really wanted to do when I wasn't working on the episode 3 review. I'll have another video in the future on Captain Spirit, talking about some more cool details that I found while playing. The cover for the Life is Strange comic was revealed. It's coming in November, confirmed to feature Max and Chloe in one of 2 possible futures, and it looks awesome. I'll probably cover this in another episode of the latest in Life is Strange. I'd like to do more focused, singular topic videos, like one questioning whether our choices really did matter in Life is Strange Season 1 and talk about choices in general. I'd love to do a video on post-Life is Strange depression, a phenomena that I've seen come up in discussion a lot more lately, and something that, of course, I've experienced. I want to make another video on Before the Storm and talk about the experience as a whole, compare it to Season 1 and discuss what makes them unique, what makes them better or worse, figure out whether it's better to play them chronologically or in release order, stuff like that. I'd also really like to turn my Who Really Is Rachel Amber video into a series and take a more in-depth look at a lot of other characters in Life is Strange, ranging from our main protagonist to some lesser known characters. Of course, there's the big videos, the analysis and review on Farewell, Captain Spirit, Season 1, and eventually Season 2. I really love making these huge, expansive videos on really good episodes, and I know that's what you guys really want to see. However, I don't think I'll start making these videos until I finish the episode 3 review. I don't think it'll be fair to the people who've been waiting long enough for this review if I just started another huge project and pushed it back further than I already am. So when Season 2 rolls around, I'll do my usual first impressions video, although I'll probably rename that series to My Thoughts On, and then I'd like to do more of those focused singular topic videos. Maybe talking about a certain theory or character, talking about a specific scene or supernatural element, just something to keep us going while we wait for each episode to come out. And speaking of this waiting between episodes, I'd really love to do a video targeted to a different group of people other than fans, discussing whether it's better to play the season as each episode comes out or wait until the full game releases. Then there's the other videos that I kind of want to make, but I'm still not sure on. I recently played and am still playing Vampire, Donut's other game that recently released. I started writing down some stuff about my experience as a Life is Strange fan who wasn't too hyped about this game, and exploring whether it's worth you checking out. Although I don't know whether I'll return to this project with Season 2 coming up. And then there was another video talking about Pricefield versus Amber Price, comparing the two, deciding which side of history I fall on, and stuff like that. I don't know whether it's worth making a full video on this topic or whether I should attach it to another big video, so maybe I'll let you guys tell me. Again, these are only plans and stuff I'd like to do. If there's anything history has taught me, it's that rarely do things actually end up working out the way you plan them to. But regardless, we'll see how we go. Anyway, that's the update on the channel and the update on the episode 3 review. I just want to say quickly that after a year and a bit of doing this, I sincerely appreciate you guys sticking with me on this journey. It's been really exciting and new, and I can't wait to make more videos for all of you. This update video turned out to be a little more ranty and personal than I thought it would be now that I'm reviewing it, and I don't really like doing that too much, but I would love to hear your feedback anyway. Do you like this more open, behind the scenes view on things? Am I even handling this episode 3 situation right? Are there any other videos you'd like to see in the future? Definitely let me know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.